Hey guys, it's Bobby here. I just wanted to make a video this time about my Breville Ikon Hemisphere blender. It will not be a vacuum cleaner video this time. Alright, so that is the base of the blender. I've had it for about a year now, and before I got it, I actually used my KitchenAid immersion blender exclusively. I didn't have a big blender, but I thought it would be fun to get a big blender, and when I saw the advertisement for this Breville, I got it. But I actually use the KitchenAid more, because usually when I use a blender, it's for soups. And that's just easier to take to the pot. And I thought I wasn't going to like the 9 speeds on it, but I really do. And it's just a good blender. It's a good immersion blender. I like how the thing just snaps off with, 2 fingers. It's really simple. You don't have to twist anything or lock anything. It goes right in the dishwasher. The shaft is metal. It's really powerful. So I really do love this as an immersion blender. I don't like using it for smoothies, though, because it kind of splashes stuff. So it's good for soups, and I do keep it for that. And it's easier to clean than the Breville. The Breville's a mess to clean, so I don't like that about it. There are a few other things I don't like about it, but I'll get to those later. What's unique about this blender, and what actually sold me on it, was the shape of the bowl blade. If you can see in there, the bottom of the jar is actually concave, and it has extra wide blades that actually sweep across the entire surface of the bowl. And the blades are actually serrated, most of them. There's like 6 blades in there. So it actually doesn't have any dead zones. So it's a really good blender just as far as design goes. And I like the way it looks too. But this is the lid here. And what I don't like about the lid is that it's got this loop on it. And when you take this loop and try to take the lid off, it splashes ingredients everywhere. That's stupid. They really should put the handle in the middle. One neat thing about it, though, is that when you unplug it, it's got this little loop in the cord, so you can actually stick your finger through it. And that's really cool. They really thought of a lot of great features on this thing when they were making it. It is hard to clean, though, and it's just, I don't know, it's too tall. I don't love it. But I like it better than my friend's Vitamix. My best friend has a Vitamix, and it's loud, and it's ugly, and it's big, and I do not like it at all. But I'm going to go ahead and just do a little smoothie today, just to kind of show you how it works. It's also relatively quiet for a blender, so I do like that. Now, the other day, I actually did something bad. I put the solid ingredients in first, and then the liquid ones, and it actually did freeze up on me and smelled like it was going to catch on fire, so it may not even work today. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and add a little vodka to this smoothie. It's just been one of those weeks. I promise I'm not a lush. But today, I'm going to have a little vodka. Alright, and then I just buy the frozen fruit at Walmart or Publix, wherever I happen to be buying groceries. I think that's easier for smoothies. So. Alright, so we have some peaches. Just throw those in. And we have some mixed berries. Always make a really pretty color and a great taste. I cannot put bananas in it. I like bananas in a smoothie, but I'm allergic to bananas, so I don't eat them anymore. I wasn't when I was little, but now that I'm old, I am. So, of course, berries turn your hands blue. Now I'm going to have to put the camera down to put the ice in, so just hang on a second. Okay, so we have the makings of what should be a really good smoothie made by a pretty decent blender. I'm going to pop the lid on. Now this is the control panel. You have to actually hit the power button first, and then it flashes to let you know it's plugged in. There's also a stop button here. There's a 1 button that is labeled snow, and it actually does make really good snow. I don't know what it does. It's just a really low speed, and it works great for snow cones. 2 for mix, 3 for blend, 4 for liquefy. There's a smoothie button, which I'll be using, and that will actually run the blender for a few seconds, and then it will auto-pulse. And then it runs it again for a few seconds continuously, and then it will auto-pulse again for about a minute. Then there's also an auto-pulse or ice crush button, so you don't even have to manual pulse on this. It pulses, and then it'll stop, and then it'll pulse for like 2 seconds, and then stop again for 2 seconds. It actually works really well. That's a good feature. The blender will only run for 1 minute at a time, though, and then you have to turn it back on. I think that's a safety feature, but I think that's annoying, because I would rather have a machine that was that worked until I was done with it. I don't like it turning off before I'm finished. I tried making powdered sugar in it one time, and I didn't get a great consistency, and I had to run it like 9 times. It was crazy. So if I had a blender that just stayed on, it would have just worked. But, you know, that was wild. So I'm just going to hit the smoothie button. Okay, I'm going to just stop it manually this time. Usually the 1 minute is sufficient, actually, for most blending tasks, but the few times that it's not, that auto-off feature does annoy me. But like I said, I barely have to run it more than once. Right now I'm just going to cycle through all the speeds, just so you can kind of see and hear the difference between the 1 and the 4. I think it's blended already pretty well. I didn't have a lot of ice. I forgot to make ice in the ice trays. I don't have an ice maker in this cheap apartment, so I usually forget, and this time I didn't use a lot, so it actually didn't have a lot of work to do this time. But let me just kind of show you how those buttons work. I wanted to show you also how the machine goes together and comes apart, but there's no way I can do that with one hand. Maybe if I get a tripod at some point I can do that, but I'm going to go ahead and just press the buttons now and see. And I like how the buttons light up when you have them, whichever one you have chosen actually lights up to let you know, which is really cool. And it's a flat control panel, so, you know, like the old blenders that had the little square buttons, everything got stuck in there. This one you just wipe clean. It's really simple, really easy. Alright, so we're going to start with 1. Listen to the noise level. It's really a quiet machine for a blender. There's 2. 3. 4. Okay, so and then I also did the auto pulse. Really nice. Really, the only button I use is the smoothie feature mostly, but I got it to do some other things with, and the only thing I've really done in it is smoothies. I think I might have tried hummus once or something, but I prefer the food processor for that. See what I mean about it splashing everywhere? Yeah, right on the floor. Usually gets on the wall too, but I'm just going to pour it out and we'll see if it has any lumps in it. It shouldn't after all that, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Of course, again, I didn't use much ice, but I can't wait to drink this. So I'm going to end the video now. But if you're considering this blender, I got it at Macy's for $150, which is a really good price. I actually saw the demo on HSN. I should probably be pointing at the blender when I'm talking about it. But I saw the demo on HSN, and I liked it. I fell in love with the unique features, so that's why I got it. And it was $150 at Macy's, and Macy's actually has a 6-month return policy, which is awesome. I didn't need to return it because I fell in love, but I mean, at first I loved it more than I do now, because now I've noticed things about it that I don't like. Let me point out a couple more things before I do in the video. You can actually put the blender flat on the counter. It actually is very stable, which is also probably the reason that it's very tall. But you can also put the blender with the handle on the right or with the handle on the left. So that's kind of neat. I like it on the right because I'm right-handed. But it will not turn on unless the jar is on the base. I guess there's like a magnetic sensor inside that actually will tell the blender if the base is on or not. So that's kind of cool. And all the parts are dishwasher safe, which is good. Don't run it and then forget to take it all the way apart though, because if you don't clean that gasket, you will get a smell like you will not believe, and it'll take about 6 months to come out. So trust me, I know. Don't ask how I know, but yeah, I found that out. So anyway, enjoy your day, and if you want a good blender, I recommend the Breville. Thanks. Bye.